Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Welcome home, Brains. There's only one requirement to hang out on the edge, is that you open your big brain and close your small mind. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Hello, Brains, and welcome back to On the Edge with April Mahoney. This is your address. This is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Today, our guest is Fashion Jeanne. I love that, Fashion Jeanne. This is Jeanne Rihm. She's from the East Coast, and she is going to talk to us about style and fashion. And we're going to talk about wigs and hair options, okay? Now, when we were in the green room, we had a little conversation that kind of shocked me, and I want to clear up any misnomers. Now, what did you say? I told you, you said, oh, I like your curly hair. And I said, yeah. I said, I put on a different hair option because I knew you were coming. And what did you say to me, Jeanne?
I said, I love the wigs. I said, I don't think white women wear a lot of wigs.
Girl, you haven't been looking at TV. Number one, country western. Okay, all this big bouffant and all that kind of stuff, girl, they putting on a hair option. I like to call them hair options. Wigs are so 1970.
Absolutely.
And Black women relish a wig. We have worn them forever. It changes who we are, our identity. It adds style and luster to our outfits, whether we want it updo. It saves our hair because, again, we don't have to color it. We don't have to straighten it. We don't have to perm it. We don't have to roll it. So I have taken a couple of my white girlfriends to the wig store with me. And I'm going to post some of their pictures. The transformation is unbelievable. Say, for example, you want to color your hair and you're afraid of being a redhead. Go into a wig store and try on a red wig. All these psychedelic colors that these kids are doing with the purple and the pink and all that, go try it on. Maybe you want to cut your hair into a bob and you're afraid. Go try on a wig or just buy the wig and put it on. And girl, I'm telling you, for your man, they love it if you can keep it on. I mean, because you could be anybody, but really it is such a style accessory. So I taught you.
I love it.
And you're about to teach me something. Tell me a little bit about the work that you've done in the style and fashion industry. You are such a trailblazer.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to hook up with you and meet you. You have just such a great energy about you and a great spirit. I moved to New York City and worked for a major retail establishment there, and then relocated and worked for a major designer. And between all of that, there was a situation that I had with a customer when I happened to be in a store. She was having a really hard time getting fitted for pants, and she was shorter, petite, like I would say like a size 14, I think she was, something like that. Anyway, she just wanted to feel really good, and she wanted to find clothes that fit her figure. And so I wound up walking with her for several hours around the whole entire store. She wound up spending a lot of money, but the most important thing is that she was absolutely thrilled with how she looked, because I remember her saying, I never thought I could wear this. This looks so amazing. I went home, said to my husband, this is what I'm doing. I'm styling people because several things. One, I loved it. Two, I was really good at it. And I could almost feel their soul, like who they wanted to be, how they wanted to speak to the world, how they wanted to be perceived to the world, right? So that's how I started Fashion Jeanne. And it's just been an awesome ride because I get so excited when I work with men and women who don't know what to do. And they know, and I work with a lot of speakers, a lot of entrepreneurs, busy executives, men and women, and they just want to be able to be perceived to their audience a certain way if they're speakers. They want to dress correctly for their industry, right? Because every industry really has a different look to it. So that's really important. And that's just how the whole thing started. And I've worked with a lot of TEDx Lincoln Square speakers in New York City. There's another awesome Speakers Who Dare, led by Trisha Brook in New York City, who has this other wonderful, it's a different speaking platform. I was fortunate enough to style some of her speakers as well. So it's a hoot. I love it. I love it.
Well, okay, so now you've dressed the conservative. I want you to dress the exotic. So say, for example, you got a rock star.
Mm-hmm. I was dressed a rock star.
Yes. Okay. Well, good. Because let's talk about creating, some fire, some swagger. Because you've got people like, for example, Mary J. Blige. Girl, her boots.
Love.
That's her signature. If you see some funky boots, you know that they are representing Mary J. Blige, or rockers with the leather jackets, or just the Lady Gagas. What do you do? How do you look into the characteristic? Because it's more than just looking at clothes and saying, oh, this might fit and that might fit, but it's actually going deep, because you're pulling back the layers of an onion of who this person is, what they want to project, what people will receive, what people will remember. Are those some of the characteristics that you build upon when you're creating an image for maybe a rock star?
Absolutely. So I had the pleasure of styling Mary Goucher, who was up for American Academy Music Award for her country bluegrass music. She works with veterans and writes songs with veterans. She's amazing. Anyway, so she had a very edgy country look about her. And the first thing I need to do is understand who the person is, right? So just because we're a speaker doesn't mean we're dressing dowdy and dumpy and frumpy looking. It's all about understanding the person, understanding their industry. How I can go as crazy as the person wants to go, as long as it represents them, right? So I had a client who, and I just remember this. This was so poignant. I thought, she said, "Well, what are you going to do with me?" She said, "Because I like what you have on, but that's not what I wear. I don't, that's not me." And that's so important, because I don't want anyone to look like me. I want someone to look like you. And if you want to look outrageous, you can do it. Well, Mary, she wears men's clothing. So it was awesome. We were in the men's department. We had on leather pants, leather jacket, like t-shirts, right? Really cool rock and roll t-shirts. And I found her these great boots. So it's just a matter of, again, who you want to say, what your budget is, right? How much, if you have a lot to spend, right? You could go crazy. Your size, right? So, and then your industry and who you are. I mean, the rock and rollers, man, they can have so much fun. It is purple suede boots, leather pants, capes, like all hats, you name it. Then I have someone who's a pharmacist, very tailored, not frumpy,
right,
tailored,
right,
modern, on trend, right? So just because you're classic and conservative does not mean you're boring, because there's no way any of my clients are going to look boring.
Exactly. A couple things that you said I want to touch on. You said she was petite at a size 14. Think of that, because the average woman in America is a size 14, brains.
Absolutely brainy boo.
Exactly. And I mean,
True.
shopping online is a challenge for me, okay? Because, they don't always fit the girls. I have a bigger waistline, and you get all these clothes online, and then you get them and you're disappointed because they're coming from another country, mostly Asia, and where the women are more straight. They're not as curvaceous. So it's a challenge. The second thing you talked about really is, I want to talk about is the 80-20 rule. Brains, know that women wear 20% of their clothes 80% of the time, and you could repurpose so many things in your wardrobe just by reshopping your own closet. I was embarrassed when I went through my closet during COVID, and I'm still doing it with my daughter. I'm trying on everything. I want to see how it fits. I am who I am now. I'm not going to save that dress because it's super cute and it's 2 sizes too small. I'm not going to, put on something that's too big and try to drape it and belt it. If I don't love it and it doesn't complement my size and my shape, I'm getting rid of it. What's your position on that?
Well, I agree 100%. Maybe you should just come over this side and work with me.
I'm telling you,
um,
I'll do it.
the first question I wanted to answer for you is buying online. And I know during COVID, this is really frustrating for a lot of people. Yes, the average size in the United States is a 14. Yes, you could be a petite and be a size 14. That's the first thing. A lot of women don't understand that. You know, I had a client the other day. She's like, you know, she was a size 12, 14. But she was just 5'4", which is the marker of anything below 5'4" is considered petite. Petite is not a size, it's a proportion.
Mm-hmm.
You could be 5'7" and wear a petite top if your torso is too short, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first thing is when I'm styling someone, and this is in my Style and Body Guide as well as in my course. The first thing you need as a person, man or woman, is you need to understand your body. Three things, right? Your body shape, which is if you were to lay on the floor, the outline of your body. The second one is body proportion. Your neck, is it long or short? It's a big indicator. Your leg line, is it longer, is it shorter, right? So it's the last one is called body deviations. And this is the tricky one. This is the part of the body that will never change on you. Wide shoulders, bigger breasts, well, unless you have a reduction, big calves, skinny calves, right? That sort of things that just won't really ever change if you lose or gain weight. It's going to always sort of be there. So those three things will help you understand your body. And then from there, you'll have a better idea as to what you need to buy. So that's the most important thing. I could keep going on to that, but I want to get to your other part, which is the 80-20 rule. And that is, we as a population, 80% of the time, we're 20% of our clothes, right? So what does that say about us? It says that
we're hoarders.
We're buying a lot. We're hoarders. We're buying a lot of things that we really just don't need. And we're in this, I think we're actually going to be in the change if we're going to come out of fast fashion, right? This stuff, and I won't go to designers and brands that are fast fashion, but it's the, lower retail price of things, lots of them. But there's a lot of stores out there, and it's not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a lot of stuff. And how many women and men do you know that buy, and tags still on the merchandise, right?
I was embarrassed. I found three pairs of shoes. I found some boots, but COVID kind of put a damper on that. I couldn't go out to the networking meeting.
I know.
And all that and wear those clothes. But still, and also repurposing things that are in there. Tell us a few basic staples that everyone and women should have in their closet.
So the first thing is Arianna Huffington, and I don't know if you know Dana Thomas. She wrote 3 books about. She's amazing. One is called Fashionopolis, and it's about fast fashion and how it's causing a problem because it's a lot of waste. And Arianna Huffington is doing this push, I think, since like back 2015 of repurposing, re-wearing. A man can wear the same suit, the same blazer. Why do I have to have a different dress for every single occasion, right? It's wasteful, to your point. So what you need to do, going forward is, and again, my Closet Essentials, if you go to my Instagram account, you can get a link to the Closet Essentials, is you need to start understanding, one, what you already own in the closet that fits, that's relevant, and that you love on your body. That's the most important thing. Once you understand what you own, then buy staples, classic pieces that are not going to go really out of style for a long time. Now, again, I'm not saying boring. Things like a pencil skirt, things like a good pair of jeans, a really good blazer, a good leather coat, a good pair of pumps.
Always a white linen shirt or white. You have to have that.
A white shirt, yep. For men, it's trousers with no pleats, please. again, nice white shirts. But men, it's getting really fun now because there's lots of different kind of vests and hats and really cool shoes. And men can wear joggers now, and they can wear khakis that are pink or, you know, red or orange. So, but you just need to understand what you own. And if you want to really be careful about what you buy classic, modern, on trend, classic, because it's worth it. You're going to have it for a long time. A beautiful dress, a great pair. What I think every woman should own in their wardrobe is this power trouser and a blazer and a pump as high as you can wear, that's not too tacky looking, but this really wonderful wool crepe pant and a blazer that screams empowerment. And, you know, I'm knowledgeable, and don't mess with me. I've got it all going on. I know my shit, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, it's really exciting now because really almost anything goes as far as
let me tell you about
styles together.
I want to touch on something. You talked about men and men's fashion. You know, Mr. Magnificent, my husband, just turned 60. And I told him, you are not going to be around here in tennis shoes and sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Thank you.
You are going to grow into your 60. Girl, I went out and bought him 2 velvet dinner jackets and an Escot.
Perfect.
And if he don't look fine to me, you know, he's got that gray coming in. He, you know, he's freshly shaved his bald head. That is sexy to me. You are not going to be sitting around looking frumpy. You don't have to look frumpy, you know, and you can wear that velvet dinner jacket with a nice pair of jeans, you know, a collared shirt or no collared shirt, and dress it up or dress it down.
Turtlenecks are coming back in.
If you have a neck, and both of us don't have one.
Yeah. So like for you, what you have on today is perfect because you have so what I do is you can measure your neck by holding up your fingers. And if your 4 fingers cannot be rooted back here, mine can. So I have like an average size neck. You cannot. So you are short neck. So everything that you wear going forward needs to come down here because this is going to lift all this up for you, and you're going to look taller and leaner.
Hates the décolleté. I had this neck, girl, since I was born. I've always had. And so fashion also, as you said, doesn't have to be expensive.
No.
I've gotten to the point where I will go into a store and I'll love. I'll go in and try it, and I'll walk around the store and hold it in the cart for a few minutes. If I don't absolutely love it, I don't buy it because it's wasteful. I'm wasting my money. I'm wasting my time. It's going to be sitting there looking at me. I'm going to end up giving it away. So why even go through that from the get-go? Understanding who you are, your personality, that was really key. And it can be a lot of fun. You know, this can really be a lot of fun. You know, discovering who you are through the clothes that you wear, because they tell a story. Okay, people will look at you and they will, whether they're right or wrong, they will have a perception or an image of you.
At the first, 6 to 8 seconds, I am going to see you, and subconsciously, I am going to decide everything about you. How you look is going to tell me, is she an expert in her field? Does she know what she's doing? Is she confident? Is she loyal, right? All of these things within a couple seconds, we are subconsciously, and if I don't see you that way, and if I see it as someone who maybe I don't want to connect with, then it's that fight, that fight and flight, right? I'm going to leave. So it's just something that's rooted in our essence. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about color. Color is huge. I see so many people, that are stuck in black. Now, I love black. I got a lot of black. And I think just like interior design, you need to have a sprinkling or spattering of black anywhere, or white. It really
right. It's a neutral. They're neutrals. Yes. So when I begin with a client, we start curating a closet, a wardrobe, which takes a while. It could take at least 2 seasons, 2 of the same seasons, when to curate a wardrobe. So first we need the basics. That's so important. All the basics, whether it's the black, the white, the tan, what other color, navy, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
so everything works. Then once, when I tell my client, even the shoes too, once we have the essentials, like the basics, then you start throwing in the color, right? And right now, this season, the colors are beautiful. There's these burnt oranges and these turquoises and really crazy patterns too. So you have to be really careful this season. There's a lot, it's a hint of the 80s,
Mm.
unstructured, which can be a real problem for a lot of men and women. The shoulder pads, the crazy patterns. So be careful adding the color in. Like if you don't have a flesh color pair of shoes, black pumps, like a good sneaker, good white sneaker, I wouldn't even buy that crazy pink shoe until you've incorporated other things. Unless you have an endless amount of money, then you can do whatever the heck you want.
Right.
So, but color is so important, and color is very personal too.
It is.
And it's also important for those that are speakers and on camera a lot or in front of clients. If you have a certain brand that you or that you have that you need to dress for that too. I always say that to my clients, especially I had someone who was doing a photo shoot and she needed new clothes, new wardrobe for that. And what are your brand colors? And then also complexion goes into it. It's a lot. And
it's a lot.
A lot of my clients get frustrated because they want to know it all up front. And it's not as easy as it always seems, but once you understand it, it's like a light just goes off. And they're like, oh my God, I understand.
I know what to buy.
For instance, okay, how to make your legs longer in 5 seconds is the front tuck method, right?
Okay.
So anything, I don't care if you're 6 foot, I don't care if you're 4'11". I have a client who's 4'11". I have a client that's 6'1". Your shirts should not be longer than your hip bone. Your shirt should hit between your hip bone and your pubic bone. So I'm going to stand up. So if my shirt, let me see if I can do this. Okay. So right now I just have a pair of jeans on. You can't really tell, but so I'm going to do this, right? Look at my leg line. Look how much shorter it looks.
Oh,
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to step out of camera, and I'm going to come back. Ta-da!
Oh, wow.
Right? That little longer legs in 5 seconds.
Wow, that's amazing.
Lots of. Let
me ask you a couple. I wrote down a couple things that I wanted to ask you. Accessories are key. I am an accessory queen. A few good accessories: a scarf, a pin, a necklace. Those can really change an outfit. A basic black dress can have 15 different looks based upon the accessories. And accessories are really a low-cost fashion a necessity. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. In fact, glasses, what you have on, the glasses are a big accessory.
Yeah. New glasses can take 10 years off your look.
Absolutely. And glasses can look dated. Yep. You need to upgrade, your glasses. But there's a lot of accessories can really. I had a client who's actually going to a wedding, and I said, "What about your wrap?" Because you need to walk in. You want to walk in with a statement too. So you need to think about, don't wear like that members only jacket or like your ski jacket on top of this gorgeous velvet dress that you have on.
Right.
So you think about your accessories: a wrap, a handbag, a clutch, right? Shoes. The big thing I hear about now is stockings or no stockings. That's a personal choice.
I know. I have some pantyhose and I wore them and they made my legs look absolutely good. They were warm. I've always been a tight person. I love funky tights and, with a short skirt or with boots or whatever. So I've always had a lot of tights and, I love gloves, leather gloves. I love a hat. You'll see me sport a hat all the time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another trend that's popped up within like the last 3 or 4 men. You have 3 or 4 men. We don't talk about men. 3 or 4 years. But it's always been, a woman has always felt comfortable dressing androgynous. Annie Lennox was my girl. She could dress like a man girl and be the strongest woman I've ever seen. But now men are following that trend. And you see designers like Louis Vuitton and Estee Lauder. They've had people like Pharrell and Jaden Smith really wearing the female trend, not the kilt, but the full-on skirt. What is up with that?
Well, high fashion is meant to open up your eyes and step you outside of your box a little bit.
So it's an art
So
form. It's more considered an art form at that point.
I would say it's more of an art form because it's showing you all the possibilities. And it's just like when you're in Milan or in Paris, really, you're not going to wear any of those clothes coming down the runway. Not for you and I. It's just not. I'm not going to go out in my in hometown and wear some of the clothes that come off the runways. The high, the designers. We're talking about the house designers. But I love that they give you the attitude, the vibe, and they give you a lens of if you want to do this, if you want to be crazy, let's do it. And I think if men want to wear skirts, I don't care, go for it.
I don't either. I saw
make sure it matches, make sure it looks good. If you're going to rock it hard.
I've been seeing this gentleman, older white guy, tall, thin, wears a skirt and pumps and carries a briefcase. Girl, he's got some of the prettiest legs. He is doing it.
I know, that's so unfair.
It is. But again, it is, people are not, they're gender inspecific these days. They're bold, they're daring, they're making a statement. They're saying, hey, you know what? My clothes do not define my character. And I get that. Another thing with accessories I noticed, and you had mentioned this about being on camera. I've worked in television for a long time. And with that, you should have a presence. You should go big. The hair when you're on camera should be bigger. Your lipstick should be more defined. Big earrings, a big bold necklace that really kind of draws more attention to who you are. It's not overstated, but then too, you can look like a clown. So if you wear too much, instead of layering on more, maybe we suggest that you take off something. What's your feeling about that?
Yeah. So as I said earlier, I help style a lot of speakers in New York City, and it was filmed, lots of cameras. And what we looked at was, for women, hair, and this is so true on Zoom. And I pivoted my business a little bit. We did a lot of styling for everyone that's going to be on Zoom now, right? And the whole last year, a lot of my clients they didn't go in offices. So this holds true on camera, on Zoom, whatever. Watch your hair. It can't be like all over the place. I love big hair, but make sure it's not like hanging in your face. Make sure it's not getting caught in your earrings, right? I don't do a lot of shiny things on camera just because, like, this is probably maybe a shiny ring that I have
love
on. But
ring too. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And it's I'll remember the name. It'll come to me where I got this. But it was in Brazil. It's hammered brass. Clothes should not billowy, not big and billowy, because that is going to add weight. You know about this. The camera, boom, 10 pounds, no matter what you do. So your clothes need to be structured more, not clingy tight, icky clingy tight, structured, because you don't want to have a lot of voluminous material adding weight to the camera.
Right.
Makeup, absolutely. Lipstick, absolutely. But make sure, again, it's all relevant to who you're speaking to, who your Zoom call is, who your audience is. Let's see. So hair needs to be in place. Not really a lot of big shiny jewelry. Nothing that's gonna get in the way. Like nothing. I don't know, like big dangly.
Yeah, too frilly and all that, because you don't want to be a distraction. You want to be an attraction. You want people to be attracted.
That's absolutely. And I want to see the whole thing, and I want someone to say, she looks freaking amazing, or he looks so handsome. Not, and then dissect it. Oh my God, the shoes are amazing. The jacket's amazing. The coat's amazing. The blazer's amazing. I had speakers that wore hats, vests, rolled up sleeves, bow ties, I mean, you name it, it's dressed, but it's all within the realm of the rules, right? There's always rules to styling. And it depends on the person, the business, the company.
all of that. So
So many different,
there's a lot of
the
contributing
season.
factors. Yeah, the season. Oh, two more questions. My husband has been asking me this question forever. What is this about not wearing white after Labor Day? Now, I told him
No, I
normally,
don't think anymore. I don't
that's
think
what I
so.
told him. I said, you know what? I think that was, a Southern discipline years ago. You don't do that. But I told him now there's a thing called winter white, which is kind of a little grayish white. And people are wearing white all the time. He's asked me that over and over again.
I just had a pair of winter white beats on the other day. And you being in San Diego, I mean, you could do whatever the heck you want.
I wear white all the time.
It's such a wonderful, it's a clean, airy, wonderful, color. It's just a beautiful color. But I made some notes here that 2021 fashion is a nod to, of course, this pandemic and the whole idea. And I made a note here. It was what are they going? Oh, anticipating being out again. But everything is looser. Everything, like the pants and the trousers are looser. And someone said to me, I just heard that skinny jeans are out, and I heard wearing hair on the side is out. And I was like, skinny jeans are never going out because they're just part of it's a staple right now. But what they are showing are a looser jean. And that scares me a little bit because not everyone can wear those. So
no, they can't. And they end up looking like the mom jean. And ain't nothing wrong with the mom jean, but you don't wear the mom jean when you're trying to, go out and have a good time. You need to have something more tailored, more structured. Let's talk about one other thing people don't talk about when it comes to your style, your smell.
Oh.
Hey, I am a person that loves a good smelling person, but sometimes you can overdo it and it can just you can be such a turnoff, or sometimes people don't take proper hygiene care. Yes, I'm gonna call you out. You come from the gym and just go put your clothes on. No, you need to freshen up. So when it comes to that, and tons of you have gotten essential, beautiful blessing oils from me. A dab will do you, but it can also create an allure. It can also leave impression in someone's mind about who you are or what you represent. How would you, as a stylist, help someone decide a fragrance that they might want to wear?
Wow, that's a really good question. Again, it's so personal. And I think, because I think if I put something on myself and then put the same fragrance on another person, I think it's going to smell a little different, I don't know that to be true, but I love a good cologne on men. I love a good cologne. My husband has wonderful colognes, but so I worked in retail in New York City, and when you go into a store in New York City in Manhattan,
right.
You're just like, get off me! Like, and you walk out, you have like 9 fragrances on you, right? Fragrance is like makeup. I don't want to actually see the makeup on you. I just want to be like, you look so good. Same thing about how you smell. It has to be just a waft, if you walk by and you're just like, you don't squirt and then walk into it. That's what I do.
Right. And you're, doing it, squirting a little bit in your hair or, a nice lotion. So all of those things are important.
Yes, and the essence that you sent me, which I love, like you don't need a lot of those. Like it's and I love that the fresh smell of all those. It's just so nice.
Thank you. And they're clean, they're natural, there's no alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol that are put into this, and that's the turn off. A lot of people in the workplace or casually are allergic to scents. That's why I send essential oils. But again, you put a little lotion, you put it in your hot spots behind your ear, and behind your knees. Let me tell you, that'll really kind of turn you on. In the creases of your arms, those are places that really are going to help accentuate the scent. You have just been so wonderful, and you have just covered everything. You are so bright. I'm so glad to have you. Tell my Brains about your current offering, how to get in contact with you. Again, Brains, she can work with you virtually. So don't so don't get all this. Well, she's not there to see. Oh, she sees everything. She don't miss nothing.
No, I do not miss anything. So you can reach me, Jeanne, Jeanne, at fashionjeanne, JEANNE.com. You can email me. I have Closet Essentials Guide, which is really important. And and again, you can find, if you go to my Instagram account, Fashion Jeannie, go to my bio, you can find a link to the Closet Essentials worksheet. You can find a link to the Style and Body Guide, which I would really, if you have listeners out there who really trying to figure out their body and like how to work it, you know, how to find the clothes. I always say, no, keep rambling. It's not your body that's the issue. It's the clothes that you're buying to put on them. They're not right. The proportions are not right. The cuts are not right. So the Style and Body Guide is just the first step for you to understand your body, right? It's not going to teach you everything. It's just one step. So they can get that in my bio as well. And if they go to my website, Fashion Jeannie, they can find information on the course, which is a 7-week online course that you do yourself in the comfort of your own home.
And it's so easy. And you don't have to be embarrassed about who you are or what you are. You know, hey, I'm a woman.
We all want to,
yes.
And it's not about being selfish or self-centered. It's about feeling the way you've always wanted to feel. You just want to feel proud. You want to feel invigorated. You want to feel confident. You just want to be happy. And so that's what this is. It's just about feeling amazing.
Exactly. And again, I suggest that you go in and you rework your current wardrobe before you step out, and then you can look and see what you need to add to it. And definitely look at your body type. Stand there and look at yourself naked, brains. Oh my God. I know it can be a shocker, but it's a beautiful thing because that is who you are. And that is truly the essence of who you are and what you want to exude to the world. And then you cover it up with some beautiful clothes. Thank you so much, Jeanne Rihm. You are the business, okay, on many levels. And you are here on the edge with me and the brains. We're doing big things, brains. Go back and listen to other edgy conversations. I got them all day long. Arts, entertainment, music, fashion, style, love, self-care, all of it here on the edge. And be sure to subscribe to all the channels. YouTube, link, the Instagram. Jeannie is big on Instagram. They love her over there.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. We want to raise those numbers on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff going on here on the edge. So thank you. Keep us informed and keep us in style. All right.
Thank you, April.
All right. Bye, brains.
Bye, brains.